to issue this statement. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44.2c, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Housing, Urban Planning and Public Works regarding the stall construction of the Olengurwane Stadium. Honorable Speaker, the construction of the Olengurwane Stadium commenced in the year 2012.
Honorable Tunu, you're not audible to the House.
And Honorable Speaker, the construction of the Olengurwane Stadium commenced in the year 2012 under the national government through the Ministry of Public Works, Housing and Urban Development. However, more than a decade later, the project remains incomplete. This prolonged delay in the construction has not only denied residents access to vital public sporting facility, but also exposed the site to degradation, notably severe soil erosion has taken toll on the parts of the stadium grounds, posing a significant risk of structural collapse and potential loss of public investment if urgent remedial action is not taken. Moreover, with the reported transfer of the project to the county government of Nakuru, it is imperative to clarify whether this was done in accordance with the law. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Housing, Urban Planning and Public Works on the following. Number one, the terms under which the construction of the Olengurwane Stadium, which was being undertaken by the national government through the Ministry of Public Works, Housing and Urban Development, was transferred to the county government of Nakuru. Number two, full details of the contract sum for the project, including the total amount paid out at the time of transfer, the outstanding balance, and any indication of the corresponding funds were lawfully and fully transferred to the county government of Nakuru, and whether the process was done according to the law. Number three, reasons that led to the contractor to abandon the construction site despite having received public funds, and what legal action, if any, has been taken to enforce compliance with the contract terms or recover misuse of public funds. Number four, the specific measures or plans the ministry has put in place to ensure that the completion of the stall construction of Olengurwane Stadium. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yeah, that is fine. The chair, the Departmental Committee, Housing, Urban Planning and Public Works. Yeah, the Vice Chair, the Honorable Rindikiri. Please commit.
Yes, I've listened to the statement and the requests. We are proceeding on the 1 month recess. I promise that within 2 weeks of opening, we shall deliver the report.
Honorable Tunui.
Thank you, Speaker. I am satisfied with the 2 weeks. Thank you.
Yeah, 2 weeks it is. Number 7. Question number 7, the question by Honorable Cynthia Muge, MP.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the Chairperson of Departmental Committee on Labour regarding the welfare of Kenyans working in the Middle East. Honorable Speaker, in November 2024, the Ministry of Labour and Social Protection launched a job recruitment program for connecting skilled and semi-skilled Kenyans with overseas employment opportunities, particularly, Honorable Speaker, in the Gulf countries. Those are Qatar, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates. This program, which targets placing 21,000 Kenyans in overseas jobs in the first phase, Honorable Speaker, is part of Kenya Kwanza's broader strategy to address high unemployment rates, especially among the youth. Those are the people between 18 and 34 years old, which make 35% of the total population of this country. The Ministry, Honorable Speaker, contracted accredited private agencies, one of them being the Blue Wave International Services Limited, that was to facilitate recruitment to the UAE, and partnered with the Youth Enterprise Fund to provide soft loans that ranged from 185,000 to a tune of 650,000 shillings to cover for agency fees, the air tickets, the visas, the medical expenses. That is for the successful youth, Honorable Speaker. Whereas the ministry's initiative demonstrates a proactive approach to reducing unemployment by tapping into the opportunities in the global labor markets, several concerns have been raised about the process. Notably, Honorable Speaker, there are claims of exploitation and unethical practices during recruitment, where some private agencies charge illegal fees or mismanage funds meant for job seekers.
The Honorable Rachel Nyamai, what is out of order?
Honorable Speaker, I just noted that the Honorable Farah Maalim was sitting in the House. And though I've been around for long, I do not know the exact rule about eating in the August House. Actually, he has been eating nuts. The nuts are here, Honorable Speaker. He has eaten. He did not even give me a piece to eat. And he left the nuts here, Honorable Speaker. The nuts have been left here. I don't know whether for me to continue eating or to do what. So I just want to know, and also so that those who are in their first term can learn, is it allowed to eat, Honorable Speaker, in the August House? Thank you, Honorable Speaker. The nuts are here, evidence presented to you. Exhibit, Honorable Speaker.
Farah Maalim, understanding order number 1, the Speaker directs the Sergeant at Arms to take that food stuff out of the plenary. And I'm doing this not only under the rules, but also for you are choosing to eat alone. Honorable Rachel Nyamai is sitting near you. The minority whip, the Honorable Millie Odhiambo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm just concerned about the fact that you have done this under Standing Order number 1, which is discretionary of the Speaker. How sure are we that you are not yourself going to partake of the nuts as the Speaker?
You are challenging the discretion of the Speaker, and that is not permitted. In fact, it could be disorderly minority whip. The Speaker has directed that the nuts be taken away from the plenary by the Sergeant at Arms, and the Speaker has reasonable means to buy his own nuts. The Speaker certainly is not going to pursue those nuts. Where are we?
Honorable Speaker,
yes, Honorable Cynthia Muge, proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'll pick up from my second point, where the Honorable Speaker, whereas the ministry's initiative demonstrates a proactive approach to reducing unemployment by tapping into the opportunities in the global labor markets, several concerns have been raised about the process. Notably, Honorable Speaker, there have been claims of exploitation and unethical practices during recruitment, where some private agencies charge illegal fees or mismanage funds meant for job seekers. They have also subjected the job seekers to debt bondage, due to the loans that have been tied directly to recruitment agents' accounts, and challenges of compliance with bilateral agreements in countries where labor laws may not adequately protect migrant workers. This situation, Honorable Speaker, necessitates government intervention to streamline the process for a long-term success. Honorable Speaker, it is against this backdrop that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Labor on the following matters. One, Honorable Speaker, the number of Kenyans that have been recruited to work in the Middle East, particularly in Qatar, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and the UAE, including specific sectors to which they were hired and the number of workers exported in each category in the specified countries. Honorable Speaker, I emphasize that there is a lot of importance in data. Secondly, Honorable Speaker, I want the Departmental Committee on Labor chairperson to tell us or give us the measures that have been put in place by the ministry to protect Kenyan migrants workers from exploitation and ensure compliance with bilateral agreements in countries where labor laws may not adequately protect them. And lastly, Honorable Speaker, the oversight mechanisms by the ministry to ensure that private recruitment agencies operate ethically and comply with the law to curb abuses such as human trafficking, among other issues that have been on the forefront currently, lately, Honorable Speaker. With that, Honorable Speaker, I thank you.
The Chair of the Labour Committee. Yes. Are you responding on behalf of the Chair, or you have?
No, I'm commenting.
You have a comments before the Chair takes for this. Okay, the floor.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to say the statement by Honorable Cynthia is of paramount importance in this House. Honorable Speaker, bearing in mind that export of labor from this country is one of the key pillars that we are working under, so that we can have our young people working outside our country. Honorable Speaker, it is very, very important, as she has stated, that bilateral agreements must be signed and must be adhered to, so that we can avoid loss of life and mistreatment for the people that we take out there to work. Honorable Speaker, this is a very timely statement. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Miller Odhiambo, Minority Whip.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I just want to thank Honorable Cynthia Muge for raising this issue, and especially the concerns over issues of possibility of trafficking of persons. And we have seen very many cases of women who are mistreated when they're out. Mr. Speaker, I'm just requesting that if the Honorable Member could consider asking the relevant ministry to consider long-term change of policy. Many countries with migrant workers are working towards employment opportunities at home. If you go to the Philippines, everybody who wants to get elected gets one, their agenda is how to see their own people back home. They are moving away from sending their people home, away from home, but we are doing a deliberate policy to send people away from home. Can we consider, is it something that you can consider as a policy, if it could be raised, of creating jobs at home, however humble they are? Thank you.
There being no further interest in enriching the... yes, the Honorable Chair of the... Proceed.
Honorable Speaker, I want to echo what Millie has indicated. Honorable Speaker, this aspect of export of labor, it is becoming a menace. Just as the other day we saw on the television, now the government is being accused itself. You can imagine if a government is being accused that they have taken people's money and they have not been able to deliver the promises. I think what Millie has said, Honorable Speaker, we need to do a deliberate effort on a policy to be able to create jobs locally here. Instead of, we appreciate that the diaspora and what is remitted back to the country really assists in the economic growth. But it is important, Honorable Speaker, that we do and deliberately put into place measures that will create jobs locally, particularly on matters to do with industrialization and manufacturing, because that is key. And what you are doing from the counties through the national government, I think that is where we need to go, Honorable Speaker, so that we can be able, instead of all this madness of sending our children to be, mistreated away from the country. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, the Honorable Kaluma. Can you give Honorable Kaluma the
Yes,
mic?
I thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I'm just from a meeting by IMF and World Bank where it was confirmed that by 2035, barely 10 years from now, we'll be having a population surge of 1.2 billion young people seeking opportunities for jobs.
In the globe.
Across the globe. And the numbers are even bigger in developing countries. I know Kenya is listed as a middle income economy, Honorable Speaker, and I'm emphasizing this because I saw the President mention somewhere in China that unlike other East African community nations, Kenya is a middle income economy. The others still remain listed as least developed countries, and then the media was running around saying that is undermining the other states. That, of course, is the fact, and Kenya is at a disadvantage because of that categorization as a middle-income state, as the President explained. But, Honorable Speaker, the consequence is that we may not have sufficient engagement or job opportunities for our young people. And this would necessitate that where our young population is surging, they will be seeking opportunities in states where the older population are the majority. What needs to be interrogated by the committee as they respond back to us, Honorable Speaker, is how we can ensure that our people, the citizens of Kenya going outside of our territory, have job opportunities, can participate in the local economy, but are also protected in terms of the surrounding labor practices. And I think this should not be looked at just in terms of the Middle East, but globally, all across. Otherwise, Honorable Speaker, this current administration, I have to commend the President. He's doing very well. When I was in Washington, I was shocked. From Moma Bay Town constituency alone, in the last 1 year, over 17 primary school teachers who upgraded their levels of studies to graduate have gone to the United States. And then teachers who are struggling, sometimes without even adequate fare, are driving me around Washington, around Virginia, around Maryland. So we must avail ourselves of those opportunities and encourage government to create these opportunities, but on properly regulated terms, so that our citizens can meaningfully engage while they are also safe wherever they are. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
I think the previous, the Honorable Gakuria, and for the benefit of the House, maybe one needs to see the thin line between labor export and brain drain. When you export out of the country drivers and security guards and maids, I mean, how much is that a brain drain? That's not a brain drain. And it's important that the nation, in my opinion, the chair notes that there's a need for both protection for the people who go there for casual purposes and they do not need any skills, but at the same time, to see if some of the skills can be retained in here, particularly for industrialization. But I don't know how much of that industrial labor, blue collar, cadre, goes to the Middle East to go and work in industries in the Middle East. Yes, Honorable Adan of. Can you give the mic to Honorable Adam?
Okay, thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. I also stand to